So as you can see, that was extremely easy. It looks delicious, and we're just gonna let it chill for an hour and then try some. Coming up next, I'm gonna make some fresh pasta. We're gonna have some pasta and sausage and cream sauce tonight. So stay tuned if you wanna learn some fresh pasta. Thanks, guys. Hi guys, we're back. We're gonna make some homemade fettuccine today. Homemade pasta dough is very, very easy. There aren't many ingredients. The key ingredient to homemade pasta dough is the egg, in my opinion. So we have flour, salt, eggs, and olive oil. That's all you're gonna need to start our pasta dough. Alright, so I have been making pasta with my grandma since probably I was 5 years old. I kind of combined her recipe with what I've read online, but I read once that using room temperature eggs work best. So ever since then, I always let my eggs get to room temperature before starting. I have 4 eggs in there. We're going to use 2.5 cups of flour, about a tablespoon of olive oil, and a teaspoon of salt. We're going to put it all into our KitchenAid. We're going to do it for about 8 to 10 minutes on low speed. So just like that, nice and slow, and you really see how the egg overpowers the ingredients there. Alright guys, it's been about 10 minutes. My dough is ready. It looks perfect. I don't know if you can see from here, but a pasta dough is more yellow in color than your other typical bread or pizza dough. So there's not much flour. You're not going to see it when it comes out. So we're going to let it sit for about 30 minutes before we do the next step. So make sure to come back. Thanks. But what we're going to start with is I'm going to divide my dough up into about 6 to 8 equal parts. So I can put it through my pasta maker. Now, if you don't have a pasta maker, it's going to be very difficult to do the fettuccine. So hopefully you do. If not, I do have another solution. So don't worry. Hang tight and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so just right before we get to our pasta making, I just want the sauce going. So I'm going to cook my sausage first. I have some garlic and onion sauteing in my skillet over here. I've cubed the sausage and I'm just going to add that to the pan now and let that cook slowly while I make the pasta. Alright, so I told you I divided the dough up into equal parts. Here's one of the parts. I just rolled it out a little bit. I put some flour on it. You definitely want to flour your machine. There is another part to this machine that I could flatten the dough out. For those of you that don't have it, I'm just kind of showing you what you could do. Just roll it out yourself instead. Now, if you didn't have the kitchen pasta maker, you could just cut lines. You can roll it out very thin and just cut some lines through it like it's fettuccine. My grandma used to do this. She didn't have machines like this growing up, so a line is what we call like our fettuccine type. But if you do have the machine, you're just going to use that now and crank it, and there you go. It does all the work for you, and you have your fettuccine coming out just like that. Alright, so you just repeat that process until all of your dough is done. Here's what it looks like, the final result. I'm so sorry I couldn't have recorded me actually doing it to show you more. My husband was on Zoom, but I promise next time, I make pasta all the time. We'll record it and I'll show you a little bit more. But now that my pasta is all done, I'm going to work on my sauce. Alright guys, so the next step is we're going to want to drain our sausage and onions. So I'm going to drain it and then I'm going to process it so it's a little bit smoother and creamier. Alright guys, so I returned the sausage and onions back to the skillet. I added some salt, pepper, a little oregano, and anytime I'm working with sausage, I like to add a little fennel. It really accentuates the flavor, and I love fennel in sausage. And now I'm going to add some tomato and cream to the sauce. So I just added a little tomato paste as well, and I'm going to let that cook and settle, and then I'm going to add my cream at the end. Alright guys, we're ready to add our cream into our sausage and cook our pasta. So I added a little bit more paste into that sauce, and now I'm just going to pour that cream so it can cook for a few minutes, just like that. You want it nice, saucy, beautiful. Alright, so one of my favorite things about fresh pasta, aside from being so fresh and light and fluffy, is that it only takes minutes to cook. So I'm going to start at 2 or 3 minutes and then just go from there, but it does not take long to cook. So just keep an eye on it, okay? So when all the pasta floats to the top like this and you kind of see how fluffy it is, that's when you know it's done. It did take like a total of like 5 to 6 minutes, 7 minutes. I thought it would be a little quicker, but maybe because of the extra time in the refrigerator. But here it is, and now I'm going to drain it and dish it. I also just wanted to show you my final consistency of the sauce. It's perfect. My husband likes it a little bit more creamier than I do. I would have added a little bit of less cream, but this Looks amazing. And there you have it, guys. Homemade fettuccine with sausage cream sauce. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good night. Buon appetito!